No, I will not do that.
He can smell it. That doesn't make me feel better.
No, I just mean just the sound of him coming through the woods. No pun intended. Just the sound of him walking through the woods towards you would be horrifying.
Yeah, I mean, all of us. Yep.
As it turns out, you guys don't really want the power. Thanks for playing. I will see you on Monday, you know? It's fine. I'm good.
See, I wonder how this goes. You have to be probably fully initiated before you watch the other girls do it, right? So, like, as a new initiate, you wouldn't have watched somebody do this before. This was, like, your first time experiencing it, probably.
I mean, I think the new girl is the one in the middle of the circle.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't get to sit and, like, sample a meeting. You know what I mean?
You mean like sit and observe.
Right.
Yeah, no, you probably don't get to do that. This is probably her first meeting with the girls, and they're like, all right, well, there's this kind of weird thing we all do. It'll be fine. And then they just summon a demon and tell you to like it.
You want to come hang out with us? You're going to have to do this really crazy thing first. We're not going to tell you what it is. Just lay down naked.
Yeah, I was going to say, oh my gosh, you guys are going to make me go streaking? No, actually.
Well, the woman stands up. She's dripping blood. She takes her hood off. She looks right at Marge. Obviously, she knew she was there the whole time. She has blue eyes with violet flecks.
It's that bitch.
That bitch.
Weird?
Yeah.
Weirder, even so, or even still, she asks Marge if she enjoyed watching. Because, no, I'm positive that nobody enjoyed watching that. Even Nambly. He's very upset now and extremely tired, so let's all keep it down for him.
Well, I don't know. Blue Eyes seems to be riding some weird kind of high now. Like, she got past the rough part of it, and now she's just like, yay, I'm bleeding out.
Yeah, she really popped right back up after that. I'm surprised.
Magic!
Either A, those barbs aren't as bad as they seem, or this is one tough broad.
Lady Sod calls her stupid, Marge, I mean, and says she let her see the Quillion on purpose to see who was snooping around. She also stepped in the pool of Han on purpose, and now that you talked about it like dog pee, I'm seeing that in a whole different way.
Good luck getting that stain out, bitch.
So, Marge is gripping her Morning Glory necklace that she got from Jed. Because, like, they're in love. He made it out of his gift, right?
He made it with his hands. He didn't use the gift.
That's what it was.
So it was like an actual... He put time and effort into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's gripping it, and she's, like, really hoping he's going to be cool. Nothing's going to happen to him. She's like, you better run. And he's like... I tried to save you. And then he shoves her into the circle.
That fucking bastard.
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously this is our reread, and I knew that Jed was a piece of shit from the beginning of this chapter. Ha-ha! Fooled you all!
Honestly, I had a feeling while I was reading it, and I was like, I'm pretty sure, and then I had to skip ahead to the end of the chapter, because I was like 99% sure. I was like, he's gonna kill her, right? He has something to do with killing her, and then, yeah.
Well, I mean, I had remembered this chunk from before, but the thing that I had a new appreciation for this go-around was that anytime she said something to him, Goodkind made sure to include his reaction to that. Like, you know, when they were talking about Sam and how Sam never came back, his shoulders visibly slumped. You could see the concern on his face. And on top of that, there were descriptors used, like, she could tell that his eyes were just as worried as hers. Like, this guy gave her every reason to wholeheartedly believe everything he said. And I feel like it was partially because he was putting on an act, and partially because maybe he actually was in love with her.
I think he's still a piece of shit regardless, but he does make a very good show of being sincere, although we know he's not.
Right.
But there is some level of care there because he definitely did try to get her to go back more than once.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, he wanted to get her out of there. Of course, that might have just been to bang, but still, he wanted to get her away from the Sisters of the Dark.
Yeah, I think in his head he was like, I'd rather you be alive and banging me than like watch you die tonight. But not enough to tell you, hey, you're gonna die if you go over there.
Right. Not enough to actually keep you away, because when push comes to shove, pick her up and walk.
Right.
He's bigger than her. It says it right in there. Like, okay, maybe I'm bigger than you, but like if I needed to, I could pick you up and like remove you from a situation if I had to.
Not if I had a collar on your neck.
Wait, a magic collar?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, then you got me there.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Like, they're married, they're equal, but they're not. Like, he's still way below her, and that's how she treats him still, and that's the problem. Maybe if she had taken the collar off of him, it wouldn't be the same. Because he did tell her that. He did say, let's run. Take the collar off. Let's go.
So maybe he was being sincere. Maybe her discovery by Blue Purple Fleck, it pretty much set it in stone that they couldn't run. And then so, I mean, he didn't have a choice at that point. Anywhere before them being found out, which she knows that they were watching the whole time. So maybe it was already too late once this whole horror scene started.
Yeah.
Dumpster fire of a bonfire. But, like, maybe not. And maybe he knew that. Maybe. Again, this is all just speculation. Ultimately, Marge thinks he's a fucking monster.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he did have other options that he didn't take. So you can't really argue with her.
Thank you for explaining the 2319 in the chat, guys. You're absolutely right. You caught me.
So Lady Sod asks if anybody else knows, and she's like, Margaret, the official story is going to be that Jed turned down your advances because you're an old bitch and you're trying to hit on the young kid, and you're going to be upset and run into the woods and kill yourself. And that's what the story's going to be.
And everybody's going to believe that. That's what they're expecting.
Yeah, I feel like... Yeah, I don't know.
I guess just in the way that who is this woman that they're going to tell somebody that she ran away and killed herself in the woods because this guy said no. Granted, can happen. Maybe does happen. But that would have to be this person's, like, I don't know, what other people see her as. A hopelessly in love person who's going, what, way above her?
Yeah.
Like, and then got turned down, so it was too much and she couldn't handle it? Or, I don't know.
I do feel like it does speak to the level of, like, negligence going out of the palace that nobody's going to really investigate shit like this.
Oh, well, we do know that the woman who makes up the cause of death sheets is just picking shit out of a hat anyway.
Right.
So we're really like, oh, she jumped in front of a car. Those haven't been invented yet. Sure, why not? Doesn't really matter. Yeah, no, I realized what I said. Al goes, no, the Namble is a fucking monster.
Which is...
Kaylin, oh shit.
So the blue-eyed woman asks if she can use her gift to kill Marge, and she's allowed, because this is totally going to look like suicide.
She ripped herself in half.
Yeah, that was totally self-induced. Marge tries to build a shield around herself of air, and the sister throws a ball of air through it like it's nothing, knocking her down. Not really just knocking her down, but that's all she knows at first.
Yeah.
she's cold. She can't breathe. She looks down. She can't see anything, and she's like, "That's weird. I didn't remember not having legs." And then she sees them over next to her, and she's like, "Oh, that explains it."
I did get a little feeling of, I don't know if you guys have seen this or even heard of it, but Dewey Cox, Walk Hard. It's like a mockumentary.
Hard.
Yeah, of Johnny Cash, but it's this made-up singer-songwriter Dewey Cox, and when he's a boy, he cuts his brother in half, and while he's in half, the brother is like, "Oh man, I've been cut in half real bad, Dewey," and then they go on to have like a full 5-minute conversation while he's in half, just perfectly fine and in half, with his legs standing up right next to him. This is not funny like that at all. I don't want to be unclear.
You're laughing a lot.
I am, because it's kind of sad. It's a thing I do. I can't help it. Okay, to get right down to it, she sees her legs off to one side, and it explains how it didn't even hurt. She can feel cold. And she can feel her own guts, a rope of guts.
It's comforting on
her face, and it's warm. And she's like, "Oh, that's pretty good." Jed, he comes up to her, gross, and says, "Hey, I tried to warn you." And she can't let go of this necklace, right? So she puts all of her magic into it, just in case somebody finds it and starts asking questions, maybe. Because obviously, Jed's not going to run back and tell anybody anything. He's in
Dick.
Dick.
You duck penis.
And so she lays back and she starts to count the stars. She gets to 2, which I feel is pretty good.
I mean, I don't get that far when I'm like under anesthesia.
Yeah, you get to whoa, and then you black out. For me, guys, we didn't know Marge that well, right? This is the second chapter with her in it, and this hit me like a fucking sledgehammer. It is the most heartbreaking death in the series for me so far. So far. There's a lot of books. Hang on. It's like just the description of her being paralyzed, how she was completely unaware that her legs weren't even attached. And then she's like, "Oh, there they are over there. And I'm just cold." But she's having this inward conversation with herself, like, "Oh, it doesn't hurt. So thanks, Creator, for that." And obviously there was the going back and forth about how I was working for you. How come you didn't save me? But maybe this is how you're helping me now. There's no pain. But all of that mixed with the being cold and just kind of fading out, counting the stars. It was just like, oh, it was awful. Not as bad as Cat Dick was, but like it hit me in a different place.
Yeah. Well, I definitely didn't think we were going to lose Marge that fast. Like 2 chapters. That's all she gets.
Yeah, it's really a shame. I liked her.
But Lady Sod, still going strong, throwing dust everywhere.
She's got sparkly dust, so according to Disney movie lore, she gets to live.
Yeah, she's got sparkly dust and a big dick demon.
A big dick demon.
Yep.
Well, what do you think the dragon guarding the princess has? Like, that's what he's there for.
Yep.
Oh, good Lord.
You know, Scarlet's not around, so this guy is the male equivalent, or... Well,
now that we know what we know about ducks, I wonder if that would even
Dragon
be
dick?
something that Richard would enjoy, because there could be teeth in there for all I know.
Well, that's good. I mean, we should figure out if there's a resource on dragon
Sure
vagina.
Oh, good Lord. Could you imagine? Oh, I know what I'm Googling after we're done with this. Yeah, no, I know, guys. I never thought that Dewey Cox and duck vagina would be mentioned in the same hour, but we did it. We fucking did it, y'all.
And yes, lime green is evil. So